Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to isolate an aspect of the race that might be a path to finding the winner. Well, Saturday racing this weekend in Hong Kong, and the first race we're going to take a look at is race 3, where our winning factor is the instant replay. So this is a class 3 over 1,000 metres, and while there are some arguments that can be made for a number of horses like Sparkling Night, Summit Cheers and even a possible improvement from Sports Legend, I thought the race has a familiar look to it for the top weight Invincible Sage. And that's because half of this field met in a race just like this on October 22, which was won by Invincible Sage. So there's a bit to look at in this replay as a result of so many returning, but we'll do our best to identify them. This is race 105, and gate 1, red and green colours, is Invincible Sage, who jumps well, but Hugh Bowman restrains him and crosses behind the field to settle second last. Now the others we're looking at, Super Commander in pink and white shares a sharpish lead pace, and he's pursued by Sparkling Night in the purple and yellow, Metro Warrior over on the other side, red with white sleeves. Pleasant Endeavour is in the middle in purple and yellow with a green cap. But when the serious work starts, you see Bowman sitting out the back still, but just having to work out where to point and shoot. And when he does make his run, it's whoosh, and he runs clear to win with something in hand. Now, he carried 130 pounds in the saddle there and goes up to 135 on Saturday. I think you'd agree that the ease of that win justifies an extra 5 pounds, and I think he'll handle that no problem. But the thing that really highlights his chances here is the way that this race sets up to be pretty much an instant replay. When we look at the map, we saw Sparkling Night there. Now, he did look a little out of sorts that day, didn't show his usual speed. He's had a barrier trial since that suggests he might be back on song, so he normally leads. I think he might be showing more speed on Saturday, and that makes him a little bit more of an obstacle for the other regular front runner, Super Commander, especially drawn inside him this time, and they look like taking the speed along at a good tempo with the likes of Metro Warrior and the newcomer Golden Darcy, who has shown speed in his trials. But essentially, this is the same race setup for Invincible Sage. The speed looks very sound. He goes back early to relax and come with that withering burst in the final 250 metres. So the tip from me in race 3 is Invincible Sage. His winning factor, the instant replay. Now, there are a few differences from the video that we saw, but all in all, this is pretty much the same race. Many of the same participants. We've got a good speed up the front, and Invincible Sage is going to sit back and charge home at the finish, just like he did there, and it could well be the same finishing result. The other race I want to look at is the final one on the program, race 10, where our winning factor is the draw. Now, this is a class 3, 1,400 metres with some decent horses engaged, and I guess there'll be a chance given to the leader Super Winner as usual. But all in all, I think this is a race that really boils down to a matchup between two lightly raced and promising 4-year-olds in Joyful Hunter and Ka Ying Cheer. Now, Ka Ying Cheer will be having his first attempt at 1,400 metres, more on him later. But Joyful Hunter has had his first test at the distance and came through with flying colours, even though he was beaten as favourite. This is race 90 and gate 7 with red, black and white colours. That's Joyful Hunter, and he's in no hurry after the start. But also take note of the grey Super Winner, who begins fast and leads, and he's a key to the pace in Saturday's race as well. So the heat map shows just an average tempo here, followed by a bit of a sprint down the straight, and after Joyful Hunter gets a nice trip in midfield, he comes out to make his bid, but finds Taj Dragon, who has always been about a length and a half in front of him through the race, sprints well, and he can't pull back that margin, while the grey Super Winner has had all the favours up in front and boxes on well to split them. Ka Ying Cheer, on the other hand, has only had the 2 races, both at 1200 metres. And in each of those, he's drawn a bit wide and gone to the lead. So we're going to look at the most recent. He won the first one. He was beaten in this one, but it was full of merit. This is race 102. He's in dark colours with a blue cap from gate 11. And Ka Ying Cheer jumps very well. And this time he had led all the way, as I said, in his debut. And Keith Young tries to replicate that, pushing him forward to lead again. But it's no stroll in the park, as you can see on the heat map. A strong early section, as he isn't the only horse interested in leading early. And the ones under him make him earn it with the top weight. He gets there nonetheless and heads for home in front, but once they straighten, it's on again with Regent Glory with 16 pounds less in the saddle, up to challenge immediately, and they have a great battle for most of the straight, with Regent Glory just getting the best of him before the late arrival Telecom Dragon, full of running, takes the race from them both. So very little peace there up front with the top weight for Ka Ying Cheer. Nevertheless, I thought he was tough enough over the 1200 metres. That suggested 1400 metres will be fine for him in the correct circumstances, and that's where our winning factor of the draw comes in. At both his Class 4 runs over 1200 metres, Ka Ying Cheer has had to do some work from wider draws to get across to the rail. This time, he's already there. Barrier 2 with a slower horse inside him, D-Star. Ka Ying Cheer will be on the rail basically as soon as he jumps. Immediately outside him is Joyful Hunter. Now, he's not an early speed horse, so he will be behind Ka Ying Cheer, but he does look to map well and well enough to get his chance. Now, as you can see in this race, not many with early speed, and Angus Chung on Super Winner really holds the pace of the race in his hands. Ka Ying Cheer certainly fast enough to match him for pace if he wants to, but I don't think he will want to, and this is also an opportunity for Ka Ying Cheer to sit behind Super Winner, have a more relaxed first half for a change, and the grey, well, he usually insists on setting a decent gallop, which will help Ka Ying Cheer to relax and finish off. So the tip in race 10, Ka Ying Cheer. His winning factor, the draw. Now, the important thing about the draw here for him is that he's had difficult draws where he's had to work early in his first 2 starts. He won't do that early work here, and that should leave him full of energy for the run home, whether he shares the lead or sits behind the leader. And this time, he has options. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Good luck on Saturday. We'll see you next time.